Hey, welcome back to Wendell Fishing. Darren here, and today I'm creating the video I wish I would have watched before I got into kayak fishing. Now, this channel is about all things fishing. I like to say my target species is all of them. However, I love kayak fishing, how-to tutorials. Check out my channel. If this is something you feel like you'd be interested in, please hit that sub and bell notification, and I will keep them coming. All right, let's hop into the top 10 list. I'm saving the best for last. Why? It's simple. More fish in the boat. It's my favorite tip. Number 10. All right, tip number 1 is be prepared for a different way of fishing. I had a boat before I downsized to the fishing kayak. And the thing about a boat is there's a lot more room to move around. And also when you're done fishing a spot, you just turn on the engine and rip across the lake to your next spot. Well, the beauty of a fishing kayak is a slower way of fishing, which means you'll fish spots in places that you would never have fished before, and you'll catch more fish because of it. Also, be prepared to wake up the next morning super sore. I remember when I first got this kayak, you're fishing in all kinds of angles, you're sitting down, and I was super sore the next morning. So just be prepared mentally. This is a psychological tip. All right, tip number 2, go pedal powered. If you have yet to purchase your yak and you're thinking about, should I get one of those pedal powered kayaks? Let me answer that for you. Yes, yes, it's what you want. And here's the reasons why. You can't catch fish when you're paddling. So you're gonna be spending a lot of time paddling, especially on those windy days. You're gonna have a hard time controlling your kayak and fishing at the same time. Yes, they're more expensive, but if you're really gonna get into this, I highly recommend spend a little more in getting that pedal powered kayak. Tip number 3, get some landing gear. I can't tell you how many times I see fishermen dragging their plastic kayak down the concrete ramp to the water. Plastic kayaks, guys, these aren't indestructible. So if you're gonna buy a fishing kayak, you're gonna invest in it, also just go ahead and throw in your budget some type of landing gear. And I highly recommend the native landing gear. I believe it's called the Sidekick. And the beauty about this is once you get in the water, you just turn around on your kayak, flip this up, and you're good to go. You don't have to haul your homemade dolly system that you made all the way back up to your truck. You just leave it here. And the beauty is, if you have an extended rudder like I do here, these act as bumpers. So you're not gonna bump into your dock and break off your extended rudder. So these things are awesome. Yes, be prepared for a little sticker shock, but I'd highly recommend investing in some landing gear. All right, tip number 4, go ahead and build yourself a DIY kayak crate with rod holders. This is mine here. You can open it up. You can fit all kinds of stuff in here. Tackle, your lunch, jackets, nets, scales, whatever you want. You can shut it. It's got a bungee on the top. You can put your jacket or sunglasses in there, whatever you want as well. And also, as you see, it has 6 different rod holders all the way around. I carry a lot of rods and reels. I hate changing out lures when I'm in my kayak. And so this one's really easy to make. I think it was around under $35. And I created a video of how you can do it. I'll throw it up in the cards. These things can be really expensive if you go online and try to find them, $160 plus. So save yourself some money. I know you just spent a ton of money on your landing gear, and you can save a lot of money on your kayak crate. All right, tip number 5. Tip number 5 is get yourself a behind the seat backpack. These things are really simple. You can just go to Amazon or go to Walmart. They're 25 bucks. If you are on the Native website anytime recently, Native makes these specifically for this kayak. They can run up to $130. So these are great. You can stick your lunch back here, jacket, net, sunglasses, wallet, keys in your behind the seat backpack. You just strap it on. It's never gonna come off. But nonetheless, this is awesome. A really cheap way to get extra storage on a kayak that doesn't have a lot of real estate. All right, tip number 6 is get yourself a fish finder. I mean, you bought a boat, right? Now, this helps in a variety of ways. Obviously, locating the fish, but also with a fishing kayak, it's really important to know your depth. You don't want to actually snap off one of your propeller blades because you're unaware of your depth. Also, fish finders will let you know how fast you are trolling. All right, tip number 7, in that kayak crate you just built, make sure you carry a variety of tools. Any tool that you would need for your propelled drive or any type of drive that you have. I know that sometimes these come loose, so you're gonna wanna have an Allen wrench. You're gonna want a screwdriver. Basically anything that you will need to tighten up anything on your kayak, make sure that you're carrying that tool with you. I can't tell you how many times I've been out in the middle of the lake and something has gone wrong in my fishing kayak, but I had the right tool. So do yourself a favor and keep yourself a variety of tools that you'll need in your kayak crate. All right, tip number 8, you'll notice on my fishing kayak that you don't see a net. And so it's my personal preference and my tip that you skip the net. There's not a lot of places to put it on the kayak, and instead invest in some lip grabbers. These are really inexpensive, they float, I have a leash on them. Grab the fish. A lot of times I catch a big bass and I want to bring it into my boat. I just lock it and let it swim around until I'm ready to take that photo so I can post it on Facebook, which is the real reason why we go fishing, right? So skip the net, grab some cheap lip grabbers, you'll be good to go. All right, tip number 9. Tip number 9 is get a low profile life jacket. You're probably gonna need one anyways, so you don't get them getting a ticket out in the water. This is a really inexpensive one. It's an Ison 33A, and it's got a couple settings on it. Essentially, you pull this button right here and it'll go poof, or you can set it that when you hit the water, it'll go poof. Now, I fish when it rains, so probably not a good idea to set that to when I hit the water. So I have it set for the other one, and it doesn't bother me. It's kind of nice, and highly recommend not getting a bulky one. Like I said, you don't have a lot of space to store things on your fishing kayak. So grab a low profile PDF and you'll be good to go. All right, my favorite and last tip, tip number 10, invest in some trolling rod holders early. I have 2 of them, the Yak Attack Omega Pro rod holders and the track mounting base. I use these for when I'm moving from spot to spot and don't want to miss an opportunity to catch some fish. So what I do is just throw in a few crankbaits and just pedal over. If you don't have pedal power, just paddle over and wait for the end of that tip to bend over. I can't tell you how many fish I catch this way. I have a ton of luck catching crappie, bass, perch, and occasionally I'll grab a big catfish as well. Hey, and that's it. Hey, if you found that helpful, please do me a favor, hit that like button and I will continue to keep them coming. And also, if I referenced anything in this video, I will throw the links down in the description below. Now stop watching videos and get out there and catch some fish. All right, see you guys, bye.